we're all set. Hi, everybody. Sorry it took me a second there to get myself wired up together. Got 500 things going on today in the studio, and that's not half bad. All right. Yeah, I hope everybody's had a good day. I posted today's page up earlier. You can see it on the screen now. This is the page. Looking for my sketchbook. Looking for my sketchbook. So this is the page that I did in the center of the book. So, yeah, and so I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. What am I doing? We only have a camera right there. So this is in the center of one of my books. I've got a whole bunch of pages primed up, ready to rock, to do some more, collage pages together. So this was a lot of fun. The rest of it was finished digitally, and I'm really happy with the results. Some of the ideas that I had have come together pretty okay. Like the hunting a geode, sort of similar to like a motion picture, like, Silence of the Lambs or something. You know what I mean? Like whatever random thing that's over top of city streets. And I think there was a show, The Fringe it was called, and they would always have these cool shots where the camera would be moving through, but they have these giant letters that are just like floating there above the street, as though it's part of the environment. I always kind of like that. Okay, yeah. So today's stream, bookkeeping productive with your output and your daily creativity in your studio, is what I put up for the chat. Now, also before I forget, go and take a look at Kat Natuk on Instagram, because Tristan scanned her page for her, and she's going to finish that off. So let me see if I've got. Can I? I'll show you T's page. She won't mind. So I'll put that up right here, right now. And this is the collage that she did during the stream. And this is super fun as well. So there's the piece that she put together. So she built this off of a jelly plated paper, and added all of these different elements, like there's cutouts of magazines and application of paint and whatnot. So this was a lot of fun, and so we both ended up getting a page done. So quite fun and very exciting. Now, Chris Kalush joined us. Hi, Chris. How you doing? So I want to show a couple of things. Now, I'm going to hop over top. This is the page we did the day before. Now, I'm going to hold something up in the camera, and bear with me for a moment, okay? So I have now gathered up ×2. This is the pages that I have been working on. These are the different surfaces of original art that I do. Oh, Chris says, I didn't remember there was a time change. Now there's a 2-hour difference with my location. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Canada, keeping it complicated. So, anyways, this is the, well, I'm glad you're here, Chris. This is half of the original art pages for the one-page stories. So, I thought I'd show you some, just for scuds. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in addition to that. Like I've got some folders like this that are just, and I'll show it in the camera, they're just chock-a-block of small drawings that I'll do montage pages with. But this ×2 of this might make it seem like I have a problem with drawing too much. Yep. So I thought I'd show you some stuff, because so much I've been going through so many pages. We're on page 75. Hunting a Geode is page 75 for this year, and I'm really happy with the result of it, right? But it's my second collage, so doing these collage pages for one-page stories is challenging, but it's interesting. Oh, hi, Mariah. Welcome aboard. Okay, so I thought I'd show you some stuff and different ways that I've approached things. And it falls under the idea of keeping productive. Now, this is a jelly-plated surface. And so I've been learning about jelly plating and becoming a little more successful. I think the only thing that really stood out with any kind of clarity was shoes and ATM in this entire page, and everything else I've added because I'm learning. But the texture and the surface and the modulation of color, the red and the yellow, which comes out as a sort of a light green, right? Well, this is a great standing point, like a great starting point, and the rest of it's all, added by me. My friend Tristan, who was with us yesterday, this is her with Nicolas Cage, and how she tried to steal the waxwork of Nicolas Cage from Niagara Falls, which is, it's not true, but it's a fantastically fun story. So this is a jelly-plated surface that I've done pen and acrylic application to, okay? And so this ended up going on into a page called The Day We Met, suggested by Miriam. And so these next ones that I'm going to show you pretty quick, these are flip-out books. And I've shown these before. This is little booklets that were made for a booklet swap. Okay? And so I did 4 of them for the swap. And ended up getting lots and lots back. But I thought I'd show you the original art. So this is, again, a jelly-plated surface. And with said jelly-plated surface, and I'll pop in on this one because there's a lot going on in it. So you can see some of the interesting different values that are in here that I'm trying to pull out in different ways. And I know it's a little flippy-floppy. We're all in it together, folks. But you can see how that destabilized value that's in here, I tried to emulate using pen in here. So it's trying to keep a consistent sort of composition going together. So I ended up doing 4 of these flip books in 4 very different ways. And I had a bit of fun with that. So it's a lot of different medium, a lot of different materials. This is a straightforward white piece of paper, okay? This one is got ink slapped across it. And then there's some stamped inks throughout it as well. And I'll pop in quick to show you some of the stamped inks. Like in here, some more in there. Just fun little, and there's scribbled pen on it because, I do that. So it's fun little texture building. And this one's more straight on in its application. And then this one is straight on black, whoops, I'm so sorry. Straight on black and white. Now this is the first one I did. So I did all the panels the right side up, and then it ended up having to flip them around in the computer so that I could make it a foldable book. But this is, and I did some double pages for this. And so these are all from word suggestions. This one is Gardner Pegasus Vampire. This one is Boisterous Blinking Beavers. This is Laughter Armadillo and Any Tool. Bing bong! And this one is Samurai Curious Vulture. That's the vulture trying to put on the samurai costume. So, anyhow, so I've got all these books, these little booklets together. Now, these are images from a piece called Horses and Hearses. I'll bring it in on these a little bit so you can see. So this is white on black paper, black cardstock. And so it's just assembling, hi, how are you kids? It's just assembling a bunch of images. This story is, Horses and Hearses, suggested by Josh Kemble. The story suggestion here is horses trying to drum up business for their mortuary company. Well, the suggestion's Horses and Hearses, but that's what I ended up doing with the page. So these are pages that are coming up in a certain project that I'm about to announce something about. So brace yourself and bear with me, and it'll be coming this week. All right, well, in the next week. This is Oh Grandma. So, hi, Marguerite. Am I missing anybody that's joined us that I've missed? I'm sorry. So this is old Grandma. This is my version of Batman. So here he is, a crazy person with a towel for a cape, and beating up some other eccentric weirdos. And then Grandma says, "You kids, stop your fighting!" So, you know, oh, Grandma. Just because I like to have some fun. So there's that one. These are images from the piece called Cat Curling City Championships, and that was suggested by Dee Dee Willingham. So, and here's some more pages of that, of all the grandmas that love to watch the kitties in a curling. So that's a fun one. So this is just pencil and pen. The previous page, the old Grandma, is just colored pencil, and then I turn it to black line art and move on from there. This is just pencil, regular old HB graphite, and a ballpoint pen that I've done these with. This is the offering to the hamburger gods. This is on tissue paper that I have painted on. And I've got it attached to a piece of cardstock so it doesn't get crunched up and lost. Chris says, "Cats and conspiracy chickens, my favorite." Well, conspiracy chickens is about to appear. So this is a piece of paper bag from the grocery, and this is a piece of tissue paper that I did a painting on tape and whatnot with. And then the remainder of that page is drawn in green pencil crayon. I'll have to zoom in so you can see that clearly. And so this is some of the line art from that. And it's a silly thing about caveman deciding to cook their food. So this is a person opening a coffee shop, a Starbucks, on Mars. And the idea in my story is that it's all ready to go, but this is the first person on Mars, so they're going to have to wait a while for some customers. So this is a fun one. So this is mixed media on paper. There's paper in that surface. I'll pull it in so you can see some of this. This is pieces of paper. That's a piece of masking tape. Some more paper in here. Some electrical tape. That's yellow electrical tape in there. Just, modifying the surface just to add a little more complexity and a little more challenge for me while I'm drawing. I like to challenge myself. This page is Cowboy Bug and Lizard. These two images, there's the first one, there's our cowboy. And this is from the page called Flibbit. This is my version of Mr. Rogers. So, hiya Jim, welcome aboard, sir. The iced pattern on Mars. There you go, Marguerite. So this is, again, there's tape, there's paper, there's different modified surfaces and mixed media applied on top. And on this white paper, and then this is a piece of, well, they're both cardstock, but there's this blue cardstock that I've just painted and drawn on top of that as well. The cowboy says, "Go on there, for alligator." So, yeah, so that was another one. This is like lightning in a bottle. So this is, and I'll pull in on this. This is heavy green cardstock that I've drawn on in white pencil with the red pencil, and then added enhancements like white ink and black ink to build it up a little bit. Oh, Yahtzee! Look at that one. Hey, I got blisters on my fingers. So, and what an explosive page that is. Yeah. If only I could get you to laugh with me like that. So this is, the title is Senior Citizen Showdown with Walkers and Wheelchairs. And this was suggested, latte, not what I said. Iced latte on Mars. There you go. That's even better, Marguerite. So this is the Senior Citizen Showdown with Walkers and Wheelchairs, suggested by Rachel Fleming. Rachel is getting surgery on her eyes tomorrow, so if people could keep her in their thoughts and prayers, that'd be great. Very nice, good, very nice person, Rachel. So this is pencil again with some ballpoint pen, and it's about seniors just having a contest of wills. They're fighting for the championship, the old folks' home, and So all these pages are in my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Patreon. And the difference with what I'm doing today is showing you a whole bunch. Mariah's laughing and saying, hello all, I'm in and out of chat. Well, thanks for popping by, Mariah. This is why do kids take so long ordering at a restaurant. So I'll just show you. This is drawn in marker. And so here's some stamped stars in there as this kid's reaching up for all the glory. And there's some falling French fries, and there's some falling hamburgers. Woo! Right, another fun one. Here's another jelly-plated surface of a forest that I did, and I'm showing you just some of the intricate stuff to start off with. And so I'm going to pull back out, and you can see the whole of the image where I've drawn on top of it with ballpoint pen and white paint to add more elements of yellow and red, just to build up a stronger sense of that forest and adding more. And then there's some stamped patterns in here as well, just to move the eye around, right? This I didn't write the suggestion for this page on the back, so I'll have to look that up and make sure I've got it. So this is another fun one. I really like taking the jelly-plated surfaces and using them as a base for larger approaches. For like, it's a diminished approach in jelly plating. We all know how complex it is, and you see some fantastic results in there. But it's like a starting point for me when it comes to putting them together for these compositions. I tend to take the abstract elements that I assemble and cover most of it up, or at least half of it up, in finishing the executed image on top. It's just how I roll, yo. So this is, no dogs. So this is 3 words again: oranges, any game, and Cyclops. So this is a page that has had ink dragged across it that I have then drawn on top of with green pencil crayon and filled in with white ink, white paint. And so this is about some kids trying to steal giant oranges out of the garden of a Cyclops. And he does not appreciate it. But the kids think it's a riot. So, again, all of these different stories and all these different approaches is really to allow each story to have its own merit in its own way. But at the same time, it's also to explore, in a completely, distinctly separate way than the page I did before it. So this is why I'm trying to apply so many different things. This page is 3. It's Marigold, Red Panda, and Periwinkle is the suggestions for this. And so this is a jelly. No, it's not a jelly-plated surface. It's a brayer off. So this is where I've rolled paint with the roller as I was doing jelly plating surface, or jelly plating images on other surfaces, and this is me clearing off the brush, or clearing off the brayer. I'm so sorry. And so the rest of it's drawn on top in, well, it looks like ballpoint pen and pencil and some application of brushed in ink, and there's some yellow paint, and let's just call it mixed media. And so this is about the red pandas. I did a few pages where the red pandas popped up because people like them pandas. But this is another fun one. Well, they're all fun ones to me, let's be honest. This is Attack of the Onions. This is much like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. This is onions trying to take over the world. And there's little we can do to stop it. It's called Peeling It All Back. And so here's the little different panels that I've got of, here's an onion about the squash, the Empire State, or the Statue of, what is this? Eiffel Tower. And here's one rolling down the street, knocking cars around. Tanks shooting at the onions. Onions smashing apart the tanks. Jet fighters, onions going after the jet fighters, people running through the streets. Nonsense. All nonsensical fun. Onions have become sentient and are trying to take over the world. And that's from Philip Chandler. And then this is on a brayer off. A brayer surface, so it's me rolling paint off of the brayer onto this paper and then having, to do a page on top. And so this looks like it's largely ballpoint pen and with some a white pen, and some watercolors, like a jelly roll plane. So, this is straight pencil crayon on white paper. This is National Ice Cream Day, and little kitty eating ice cream, grandma eating ice cream, and a puppy eating ice cream. So there you go, folks. So this is pretty straightforward. It's just straight on pencil crayon on paper with probably a little bit of white ink to get the bit on the dog's face. So I don't do a lot of portrait work anymore like I used to, but I guess you can see sort of how I do it, right? This is just some more fun. Oh, that's nice here, Chris. Chris does amazing work. Thank you. So the suggestion for this page, oh, that was Chris Reamer that gave me the suggestion for the last page, sorry. The suggestion for this page came from Jim Luan. So this is a jelly-plated surface where you can't tell for the life of me what it was I was trying to put down on this surface, because I did a light value on top of a dark value as opposed to doing a dark value on top of a light, which would have probably represented the images more clearly. So I put some stamps and some gears there for whatever reason. And then the suggestion was letters versus numbers as characters. And so this is about, in the beginning there was the letter A. In the beginning there was the number 1. And then the letters say, hey, and the numbers are like, hey, let's not start something. And it just goes on. It's just chock-a-block of bad puns. But it was a few words to add, just a fun page to have to try to tell story only using numbers and letters, and by the end of it all, it's pure chaos. So there's some letter set images in here. There's some stamped letters in here. There's stenciled letters in here. It's letters and numbers in all these regards, I'm sorry. But, again, it's on a jelly-plated surface. So while my jelly plating work might not be great, I do my best. So this one turned out, I got a nice house in the background of this one, and then the rest of it's all drawn. But this one, this is the most successful jelly-plated piece of anything that I have done, and it's this house. You can see the rest of it was like this, and it's just me adding things on top, trying to emulate this. So like drawing all these stairs in, and all this business, just because all that turned up was a house. So that's all right. Even got a guy with a crazy sci-fi weed whacker. I can't remember what the suggestion for this page was, but this is also in the upcoming announcement next week. So this is Do Your Own Thing. So this is some seniors cutting loose. Just silly images. And but having some fun with ballpoint pen and white jelly pen and some white pencil crayon on a heavy green cardstock. I like to do that because it's so thick. And then there's this one, which has also got some stamping on it to make this really fantastic, fun bit of business inside the dress. And then when I scan this and I put it in the computer, I cut out all of the shape around her form. So you just saw this fun patterns on the dress itself. So that was fun. This next page is a drawing of a lunatic. And so this page is called Ad Infinitum. And Ad Infinitum is Latin. And I'll let you go look that up, kids. But the suggestion for the page was Christopher drawing a page of Christopher, drawing a page of Christopher, drawing a page of Christopher into infinity. So I took this, and when I scan it, and this is on top of paper that's had green ink dragged across it, and so I took this and I repeated it and reduced it smaller and smaller and smaller, and the multiple versions of me went back into my own eyeball. So because I took this and I made another version of a giant eyeball. Penguin is driving a car across. Is this a suggestion? Hold on, I gotta get the book. Just a second, Marie. Penguin driving a car across the desert and starts puffing blue smoke. All right. Penguin driving a car, a automobile, across the desert. Starts puffing blue smoke. Okay. Puff the magic dragon. I look like a narcissist because I got the picture of me up on the screen the longest. All right, it's in the book. All right, next page. This is all of the house pets decide to have a strike. Thank you for the suggestion, Marguerite. So this is, again, this is pencil crayon on paper. And so it's just a bunch of, you know, ooh, I see a fish. Fishy, fish, fish. Yeah. And just drawing different little critters and their little opinions on the strike. And it's called Pets Go on Strike, and that suggestion came from Malcolm. Oh, it was Jim with the infinity suggestion, by the way. I didn't write down the suggestion for this one. This is pencil crayon again, but it's on top of paper that looks like it's got a bunch of red or pink inks spread all over it. So, you know. Oh, hold on. Let me get my book out again. Appreciate the suggestions, folks. Okay. All right. Jim says, mass hysteria. Hysteria when you're near. Can I stare Def Leppard? With your mind? Oh, that's the whole suggestion. I like the short ones. just because it's left or right. So yeah, no, those are fine. And Chris says nice suggestions. Marguerite says he stops at the gas station. The mechanic says, "I'll look at it. Come back in an hour." Okay, I'll write that down in a minute. So yeah, so that's what this is. Pencil crayon on a page that's got red washed ink throughout it. And so there you go. Chris says, I've been playing with Procreate, but I've got 2 commissions in needle felting and a paper butterfly sculpture. I've seen your Procreate that you've been doing, and it's I like it. It's a lot of fun. This is keep at it, Chris. It's really good. This is inevitable but indescribable, something like that. Anyways, this is the paper has tape and scribbles and ink spattered all over it, and so then pencil rubbed on it, whatever. So this is drawn in ballpoint pen with some watercolor and some white jelly roll pen on a piece of white mixed up paper. So that's the whole of the image, but when I pull it in close, it's far more interesting in my mind. Okay, this next page is a Chris Walken. So this is the suggestion is a movie character gets put into a film that changes the whole approach. So this is ballpoint pen on and a jelly pen on craft paper, and so I put Christopher Walken in The Shining instead of Jack Nicholson. Is there anything I can get for you, sir? A beer. Yeah. So this is on Instagram. It's a glass of beer. Yeah. Anyhow, so this was a lot of fun to do this one, and oftentimes when I'm drawing, I'll scan for the dancing ladies, and then I'll I've scanned it, so then I draw over it because the drawing just got carried away. This is where I learned how to focus in and out on an image. So in one panel, I've got him holding up the glass, and the glass is blurry, and then the next panel, it pans in on the glass, but the glass is in focus, and I've blurred out around him. So that was fun. And there he is dancing. Look at those moves. All right, so this one was a lot of fun. They're all a lot of fun. This page is called Fishtailing. This is, again, pencil crayon. A lot of times I'll draw pencil crayon straight on white paper. So there's a fella holding his fish. Yeah, got me a fish. Took it out. And then here's the young man going, "Gosh, mister, So, and then I painted some. Oh yeah, I here's another example. You ready? I just kept it going. To have the whole image of him holding that fish, I put the second piece of paper beside it and just kept going with the drawing. And then when I scanned them both, I tidied that up a little bit. And then I painted some fish. And then when I scanned these, I repeated them over and over again in the background. So that is another page. And then this is the jelly beans page. This is called Point Counterpoint. And it's politicians arguing about jelly beans, because why not? Jelly beans are just as ridiculous as anything else. And, this is drawn in marker. This is a marker drawing. So it's just felt tip markers and having a go, utilizing just the different colors and having some fun. I'm drawing some jelly beans. I'm just going to tighten up on this because it's all line art. This is a sci-fi page, but it goes on to be transferred into black line art in the computer and then colored digitally. But I let the camera stay pulled in on that so that you could see some of the complicated business going on with that. This is What Kind of Hero Could Your Friend Be? And this is ballpoint pen on white paper. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I've got a bunch more superhero pages you don't care about. Here is yesterday's page. I think it was yesterday, the day before. So this again is on a jelly-plated surface. That's the mermaid that I did for Marguerite for Friday's draw it's the drawing draw. So some of these you've seen, so I'm going to move to the other side of this pile because these are pages from the last so many days. And you've seen all these. This is boring. So just give me one sec here, folks. All right. So I'm going to flip this next stack, next part of the stack, because I haven't done these yet. I'm not doing all of them, I promise you. But let me just throw a bunch of it out of the way. Okay, here we go. We'll start here. So this is another jelly-plated surface, and in this image I got a piece of church out of this whole page of plating. The rest of it's just added. But I like, because of the whites and the red, like the red, pink, or whatever it is, being so, just these shapes, as opposed to being able to be anything discernible. And even though the church is completely flooded out for value, I'm going to sneeze. Yes! All right, so this one is, I don't know what the suggestion was for it, but it's on red cardstock. And, yeah. So then there's another, that's a Breyer-Off page that I then painted on top of. And there's some ballpoint then in there as well. Here's another modified paper, like the red and yellow one I showed earlier, with the Post-its and the tape, and this is drawn entirely in pen. So that's fun. This is Bing Crosby and Perry Como at I can't remember the composer or the orchestra director's house for a winter holiday. Here's a car getting thrown through the streets, and then drew the car blowing up, and there's everybody trying to smash up this cell phone. And that's another jelly-plated surface. This is a bunch of drawings in ballpoint pen and some pencil and some white paint of birds. They're bird. And I gotta remember to start writing things down. Just a pencil page that would be turned into black and white line art. There's some ladies strutting their stuff. This is what I'm referring to when I talk about doing like just scribbling on different pieces of card. These are ballpoint pen with white jelly roll pen in there, and just putting together a bunch of ridiculous images and having to make a story out of that. So good fun. You know, Isaac Asimov's in there. So here is, this is again a white pen and white ink wash on a acrylic, black acrylic on this heavy Bristol paper. For what would, if you could ride anything, if you could at this very moment take a ride on anything, what in the world would you ride? And so these guys are talking about the Ferris wheel, and then we've got all of these. And this person's riding on someone's coattails. I think that's a Gary suggestion, the coattails. Or maybe a Jim. Yeah, Jim would ride on Gary's coattails. That's why I drew him to look like Gary. Oh, those guys are great. There's a big wheel. Love me some big wheels. This is graphite, or this is charcoal and white paint on gray cardstock. It's some kind of car crash. Indestructible guy that takes his clothes off before he fights because clothes are expensive. Yes. So there's part of that page. I remember this. I had the cops describing it the entire time as opposed to seeing it. That's why. And so you can see this is a Breyeroff page, and you can see some of the patterning from paper towel in this. And so this is, you can see the random swipes of color, and just try to use it all. And drew this in pencil crayon on top of this Breyeroff surface, and so you can get all these lovely values that, not to say that, oh, look how lovely my thing is, but I mean, like, you can get all these lovely color disruptions, like the white over top of the red and the blue, and both of them come through, and it just has this, I like it. I like it. Here's some drawings of Frankenstein at a jamboree. This is a kid, this is just pen and watercolor. And I'll pull out on this one. This is just a kid discovering a robot, and the robot tries to kidnap him. Here you go. This is for Chris. Here's one of your chicken conspiracy ones. This is Chickens in Space. Chickens in Space! So, and this is on heavy blue cardstock, drawn in white pencil crayon, black pen, and white jelly roll pen. Marguerite, he goes next door to the ice cream parlor, banana split, strawberry sundae, ice cream all over his face. Boy, that's intricate. Okay. I'll write it all down. I'll go look back at the chat and write it down. This is Bad Haircut. Bad Haircut, Vatican, and Free Day. Free Day came from Chris. Bad Haircut came from Jim, and I don't know who said Vatican. But this is me trying to make a page out of those three suggestions. This is using Letraset, which is and I'll pull in on that so you can see. It's a clear acetate that you overlay on a drawing, and it has these delicate little patterns, and when you lay one over another, you get even more crazy patterns as it goes. But this is the Pope getting a bad haircut. So, okay. Because I'm interested like that, folks. Here is this is a lady in a red-tailed fox, and she's singing songs to him. So this is drawn in pencil crayon on just a regular old piece of typewriter paper, and with some little of white paint at the end. So that's another fun one. Here is Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are cloned as young men in order to have them take over the world. So there's numerous Pacinos and De Niros. You have to see that. Look up the page. It's far more interesting. This is Sharks. So this is one of those pages that I got from Walmart. It has all these tie-dye patterns on it. And I just drew the sharks in pen and ink. And so there's some fun. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Stop showing off, Harold. So, yeah, there's some fun shark images for you. Let's see what else. Oh, here's what is this? The National Hat Day, I think it is. And there's the Queen with her hat, not being very amused, and everybody else, and everybody's trying to. Oh, it's hats. Hats take over the world. That's what this one was. This is drawn on singing sharks. Chris is laughing. Anytime I do a drawing and somebody's got their mouth open, I always imagine them going ah! For no reason at all. Yeah, so this is everybody that wears hats. The hats start taking them over, and they're, of course, trying to put hats on everybody. So here's this boy running for his dear life. And this is a jelly-plated page that I think this is the only stuff that turned out, because you can see the quality of everything else. But a lot of fun. This is the National Hitchhiker Law. This is, again, it's the same thing. And there's Gary Hodges as my model for this. But National Hitchhiker Law is... again, Letraset. And there's my honorific towards Jack Chambers 401 looking towards London. Anyways, this is another fun page. Here is... Everyone is complimenting someone's costume, but they're actually in their normal clothes and getting increasingly confused and angry. And that's suggested by Gary. And so I drew this in pencil crayon on a piece of gray cardstock. So, pretty basic. But here she is in her spaceship, and she's traveled from the future, and everybody just thinks it's a costume, and she's a weirdo, and they put her in the happy house. So, poor traveler from the future. This one is, I don't know how to describe it, but I'll know it when I see it. And here we have, this is red pen on a piece of paper with ink smeared all over it. And so red pen and white ink, looks like. So this is all of these. It's an entire crew of ladies, and they are off into space looking for something. They don't know what it is, but they'll know it when they see it. They can't describe it. And they go off into the great unknown. They'll find something. They're good. They're following their intuition, and that's important. So there's that. I keep pulling out all these sheets of just scribbles and notes. I'm constantly drawing complete compositions for pages just like this, and I lose them all the time. And apparently I'm finding them where they all went right now. A couple guys in talking about a UFO sighting experience. This is just black pen on white paper. There's some spattered ink in there, some white. And this is, I don't know what the suggestion for it is, but it's got red ink smeared across it. And then I got these two characters. You want a what? Let's just go looking, okay? Do you know how many places there are? It's a big city. That's the idea. Let's go looking. Okay. That's fun. Scribbles. That's... I got a lot of pages of this junk. I don't know what this one is, but this is fun. It's like a hoarder's household, and some kid's trying to help him sort everything and to find his bear. Oh, he's trying to describe it, and then eventually he finds it. Here's another page. Costumes, Red Cross, and boat. And this is another Breroff page. Is it? It might be yet another unsuccessful jelly. Yeah, it's an unsuccessful jelly plating. Lots of cool colors though, huh? But, it works as fantastic as a base or a background. This is just subtle and incremental deception is this one, and it's just ink on markers and ink wash. Oh, this is part of Frankenstein's Jamboree, and that's just black pen on paper. Little hat. And there he is kicking up a fuss with this young lady. I don't know what the deal is with this guy's haircut. I can't remember what page this is for, but here's people having a heck of a time on the wave pool. And old afro hair is going to help him out. This is on the verge of another unsuccessful jelly-plated paper. And yet every one of those I use. So, you know, it's a give and take thing. So, this is marker. This is just marker on a white piece of paper, and so you can see some of the silly amount of overlap on some colors in order to develop more complexity, like in the barn. So here is penguins in space, and I'll pull out on that. Sorry. Here's another one of our penguin suggestions. We had a bunch of those. See them slipping down out of the... This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part, is that this is... There's onions in my potato salad. I don't know. This is black pencil, black pen, and then white pencil and white pen. And this is a person trying to get larger and larger items onto a bus. And so I'll pull in on that for a sec so you can... So this is where, you know, you can do fun little things with hash marks, with the pen, and then when you come in with just a little slight stroke with the white, it really fills in that volume well when you have an intermediate value. So this is from the black, the white, and the intermediate, of course, is the gray paper itself. I really enjoy that. At the end, they try to put an ICBM missile onto the bus, and it doesn't work out. So, oh, this is, I can't remember, this is something about toxic milk. And so this is a jelly-plated surface that didn't work out again. And yet I put all of this, all this business on it. And feel good about that. And then this is drawn on with paint marker. So yeah, so it's kind of fun taking whatever the modulated surface is that didn't work and putting images over top, and then utilizing, like, you know, some of these little patterns and areas. Like there's a dragonfly there. That might be the only successful part of this whole page that went down. So this is just drawing in colored. That's a brown pencil. There's a gray pencil. There's a darker brown pencil. What that's for is gemologist, chiropractor, archaeologist, dinosaur, cake, quarterback for Dallas. I have no idea what this is in reference to. Margaret's telling me that story. I'll write it down. This is thinking, heart, and window. And this is a dipping pen. So you take a quill and you dip it in ink, and then you draw it. And this is on a Stonehenge paper, so like a quality archival paper that I did this on. And so you know, there's a lot of little marks in there. So there's love. Love is in the air. Lots of junk is on the floor. This is Godzilla in therapy. Oops, I'm sorry. I'll pull out. This is just black line art. Is this boring? Is this? I don't know if people are feeling it. Let's put that in there. Man, that's a random bits of paper here. Oh, there's George C. Scott as a priest. As a priest. Again, I'm just throwing random scribbles and doodles and things out of the way. Oh, I inked him. Oh, look at him in ink. He's a dapper looking fella. Oh, this is a fun one. I don't know what the suggestion is for it, but that's oh, that's the George C. Scott one. That's where he's holding off angels are actually bad guys, and he's holding them off at this mausoleum. Angels or demons or something like that. So this is a page that's got paint on it. Like I put objects down on this paper and then painted over the objects, and so this is how it would go around the edges of it, and then I just drew on top of it with a black pen. So, and that there's a big old dog. Woo! Look at them howling, a howling dog. Come on now. This is more black line art drawings. There's Andy Warhol. Scribbles. Here's no idea what this page is, but there's some fun. This is on a jelly plated surface. So often, a lot of times, what I'm putting down on these jelly plated things is just splotches of layers of color that don't come through. Chris says, not boring, I enjoy watching the art. Oh, that's very nice of Chris. Oh, okay, this is 3 words. These next 2 images. This is done in ink. Or no, this is done in brown ink and acrylic wash. Dali, flying toothbrush. What do you mean? Art is experience, hey? Yeah. And then there's some of the melting toothbrush background. Oh, this is a cosmic monster crashes a wedding. Jim says, this is great. I love the deep dives. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Jim. Thank you. I thought I was maybe boring you all. This is on Brayer off paper, right? And then drawn over top of it in pen. Okay, so these are cards. These are little cards, like the playing cards. And this is Hamlet. This is Hamlet, but everybody is descended from, or everybody wearing elaborate hats. I think it's adapting a Shakespearean Hamlet. And on the back it says that they're all adapting different hats. So this is a folding story. This is another one that I can fold up into a little, mini magazine. So that's that one. Here is, again, this is this tie-dye watercolor paper. And cats rule the world by shoving everything off the edge of the flat world. And this suggestion is from Teresa. So there's the flat world and everything getting knocked off it. And here's some more images from that. Oh, John, what will we do? I have no idea, Martha, but hold me. Oh, John. Yeah. Yep, that's why my friends call me El Guapo. So this is, I don't know what. This is God is an Alien? I don't know what this page is. But it's drawn in pencil. So, yeah, there's a close-up of pencil. Yeah. Hold on. I got to do it for you. Ready? This is a person discovers that they are just like a famous superhero in many ways. This is how I chose to make them look. I surprise myself sometimes. Woo! Look at this guy. Let's get physical. I guess he's Superman. Okay. So this is on a jelly-plated surface that I think is just purple. Magenta. I'm missing stuff. Penguin wipes his... it's just ice cream. Okay, I'll write that. I'll go through the chat after and write down the suggestions. I appreciate them coming in, folks. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. This is pencil crayon on a Brayer off. I gotta dump some of these now because they're just getting. This is getting too high. So this is a Brayer off paper that I've drawn in pencil crayon on, and so you get this effect, and I'm going to pull in on this because I should do more of this. I love that because it gives, and I'll bring it on up. Look at that. Look at how it just, the colors just step right into each other. It makes it so it's almost like it's translucent feeling. Anyways, that's a fun one. I don't know what the suggestion is, but it's a fun page. And that's on brayered off paper. So a brayer rolling acrylic onto paper. This is in marker. This is some sort of spacey future thing. I'm sorry. I'd love to see another deep dive into your sketchbooks with some extreme close-ups. Extreme close-ups! I think we can do something like that. This is a photocopy of something I've already shown you. Okay, this is Rabbits on the Moon. Rabbits on the Moon. And this is another brayered. This is jelly plated surface. Couldn't tell you what was on that. Doesn't look like it was very successful at all, but it gives a nice little bit of smudgy business in the rocks, you know, in the background here. So whatever I tried to print, it turned out to be great texture for making the moon. You know, and there's the moon, la luna, up in the sky. Wonderful moon. This is, there you go. This is for Chris. There's more conspiracy chickens. Okay. If this is more lights, please. Okay, hold on, I'll pull up. So this is a brayered off page. Or no, it's another unsuccessful jelly plate of some kind. Because you can see how bad the jelly plating took. And yet it gives really interesting line complexity in the background. So, and then of course here's the chicken, and then the person trying to put the chicken back on stage, and then the lights come up and you see him, this dude just holding the chicken. So you'll have to see the page. It's up on Instagram, Facebook, like all these pages. It's up on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. Where on Patreon you see original art. Earth, plaid, and paint palette. So I did a paint palette of the planets. I remember putting a palette shape on digitally. And this is another badly jelly plated surface. I'll pull in and show you how bad. This is a really good one for seeing how bad some of these jelly platings are. So I just did so many, and until I started figuring out the right consistency, where you saw some of the later ones that would actually have recognizable images. For the longest time, I'm getting this, and yet I'm using it because it's super great fun for interesting, interesting surfaces to work on. I don't know Earth Plaid and Paint Palette. I don't know what this story is actually about. But at least I got what it's supposed to be on there. Here's some guys fighting in pink pencil. And I would have switched this over to a black line art. But it's just some dudes having a big old fight near a burning car. Yeah, I don't know. How you doing? Just April? Welcome aboard. Oh, Chris says, evil little cats. Conspiracy chickens. I just created a chicken stamp for Procreate. Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know what the suggestion behind this is, but this is another ballpoint pen marker. I'm sorry, this is another HB pencil marker page with some white ink, black ink. I don't know what this is about. This is a part of the fun of going to look up the pages themselves on Instagram and Facebook. This is the fun on Patreon, because you can see the page that's finished, but then you can see the original art, and looking them up that way is sort of like, what in the world is wrong with him? Here is robots. Brayer off paper and robots. So I don't know why this is in here. Okay, I'm going to show you pages from a book. Okay? Okay, Chris. This is a book that I drew in, so that's paint markers on, and pen on brayered off paper. So these are pages from a book I did called Apex, and so this whole book is drawn in blue pencil and a blue pen. And so there's just oodles and oodles and scoodles and doodles of illustrations that just using those two tools, a blue ballpoint pen and a blue pencil, and just exploring all the different line quality that I can get, and having a good old time doing these. But this is for volume 2 of this or book 3, I think it was, of the series, and it never went anywhere. These are promo pages of a book that never happened. So, however, this is these are pages from that book, and it's about a couple having friends over at their farmhouse, and then something happens out in the backyard, and again, this is all blue. See, like in here, this is a fun one. See, the wallpaper is in blue pencil, but the harder surfaces are in blue pen, just to make it interesting for the values. Just April says, gotta work, calling. Oh, we're calling. Bye. See you later. Thanks for stopping in, Just April. Well, I'm just gonna say April from now on. So there's just more and more of these. Like, that's a fun one with the dog looking out the window. But it's and then they are coming out their back door, washed out. The dog runs underneath the tractor and yakking his head off again. These are out of order, these pages, but you can see some of the things I'm trying to do with light. This is a storyboat space. This is aliens here, folks. So, and again, I'm trying to do flooded light and find some of that visual complexity of putting things in shadow, and to give you some kind of realistic perspective. And then, when they go investigate their field, things get crazy. So, this is them, and this is where it gets a lot brighter, because the voluminous light that's coming off this object, and so this is them walking towards it, and this is them taking stock of it, and here we are. I'm gonna zoom in on it. And so there's a ton of information here, and so many words and shapes and stuff. Yep, fun. So, and then there's this that leaves behind this sort of ship shaped like an egg, and they put it in the basement. And then there's just more pages of, how do we get that back to the house? And then a strange visitor arrives and says, "This here egg's special, feller. He wants to take good care of that egg." And then he disappears up into the air. This is he's trying to be really out of the box with drawing these characters. So, and that's where they wake up. See, there's another. These are totally out of order, because there's them walking towards the glowing field in the background, getting close. There's a shot of the farm. Yeah. Here they are. Hey, how you doing? And yeah. And I created a language for that. So when you're reading the book, if you look at all the stuff that's spinning around on that in the air, like all of this here, this text is translatable. There's the primer for it. So Gary Hodges is his series, which is really great, DVSM. He's got unique language in that. And so as soon as I got copies of his book, the first thing I started doing, I read them, loved the book, and then went, I'm missing half the story here. So I went through and I decoded his language just so I could read the whole book. Okay. And and then I sent the primer to Gary, and so I'm excited for his next book that he's working on now, because I hope he fills in the remaining letters that are still to come. There's still some letters that he hasn't used yet. So this is the Coral Demon Seagull. Coral Demon Seagull cars, and so little devils on the back of the seagull trying to get it to poop on cars. And then they find his little form, his little body in the coral. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's so washed out. Just give me a sec, I'll pull in. So here you can see it's in blue pencil, and there's the seagull, and there's the little devil going, come on, let's get him! So, little shots of the devil going, hey! Yeah. Nonsense. That's what that is. Just nonsense. This is Slothtastic Park. So it's Jurassic Park with sloths. That's it. It's just giant sloths. Chris says, oh, language creation. Wow. A lot of nerds make our own languages. A lot of young guys tend to come up with weird codicy systems for languages. I've got compound letters in mind, which a lot of people don't do compound letters, and so I felt it necessary to give it to people, because they weren't getting the compounded letters, and it was being a little bit unfair. This is a green tie-dye paper from the Wall of Mards. Yeah, Sloths in Jurassic Park, and that's another Chris Raymer suggestion. Here's another Breyer-off paper, so you can see the sort of destabilized colors in here, like this. And there's a what is this about? Choose your own adventure, where the story changes by rearranging the panels. And so that's what this is. So the intention of this is that you could cut out the page as printed and reorganize all the panels, so that you could tell numerous different stories using these different panels. Yeah, I don't know how successful that was. I don't know, how people, if anybody did it, but I tried it, and I photocopied it out, and then I figured out 3 different stories I could tell with it. So, here is woodpecker. Oh, 3 words: shelf, moon, and woodpecker. And this is like a dark blue heavy grade cardstock with black ink, ballpoint pen, and white ink. So that's that one. Part of me thinks like I should do something with this 9-panel thing. So this is a fun one. I never saw it. The arrangement one, I would have done it. Yeah, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. Here, if you want to screen cap that image, just so you know what to go and look for. But it was fun. This is just blue ballpoint pen and white ink on this crazy surface. So there's this one, and then we've got Junkyard Sandwich Shop, and this is from a fellow named Justin, and so it's a sandwich place inside of a junkyard. I don't know if you really want to eat them sandwiches. So yeah, there's bolts there and little pieces of tin and some grease, maybe. Yeah. Oh, now follow your sandwich. There's that gear pattern I like. And that's on a unsuccessful jelly-plated whatnot. This is just pencil crayon on white paper. And the suggestion is Christopher's Tour of a Submarine. Here, I'll show you what me on a tour of a submarine looked like. There's a lot of ducking. It's a lot of ducking. This is actually a true story of me going to see this submarine that's in Port Bruce here in Ontario, and I spent the entire tour ducking under everything because they had never made submarines for people my height. So Josh Kimball said you should do a story of that, so that was fun. Here is a page with ink smashed on it, and then I drew this in pencil crayon with some white Jelly Roll pen and a little bit of marker, it looks like. And some ink wash in there, right? So that's a lot of crazy images and information. It's just random things drawn in there. There's a wheel from a laundry for a clothes hanger, whatever you call those. And then here's this is a 2-page piece, so here's some more of that stuff, and I'll show you again. There's some pencil crayon in here, and you know, just fun. Chris says, I need to do more jelly printing. Those unsuccessful prints are proven to be the opposite. They would look wonderful with the addition of mixed media. Or they look wonderful with the addition of mixed media. Well, thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's it's making the most of what you got. This is well, my dear. He says, well, my dear, there's no denying it. Our daughter is in love, and she says, oh dear, don't be silly, father. And this is white pen, or white pencil crayon and white ink, and then some black pencil crayon added to it on a blue cardstock. So, John, you'll embarrass her. Remember when we were young and all my moves? Let's dance. And she says, our daughter's watching. He says, I can't help it. So, gotta dance. So this is a fun one, and that's on a heavy cardstock as well. This is a guy who gets fired from the factory, or it's an employee at a party factory gets fired, but the HR department forgets to tell him directly, so he only learns of his termination when he arrives at work and checks his emails, where he reads the notice that he has been let go. It's a lot of suggestion. But we did it. He strips down to the nude by the end. So I'm doing two different things. It's the people trying to figure out how to handle him as he's standing on his desk and removing his garments down to his outfit that's got him ready for the beach. So this is a 4-page piece that you can, as soon as you finish reading it, you can start reading it again. This is called Meet the Andersons, and it's a 1950s television sitcom about zombies. And so this is at the very back of the book I put out, 1-page comic extravaganza, 2022, I'm sorry. So this is family pizza night, and so the young zombie comes to the door, and the mom calls the family, and the kids come down the stairs. It's a 50s sitcom. And they all get around the table, and then they, this is a vegan pizza, and so it's all talking through the whole thing. So he goes back to the door, he opens it up, the pizza guy is still standing there, apparently that's all he does. He slams it, and he sits down in the chair, and you hear ding dong, like at the very beginning, because the young man is still standing at the door, and they're going to do it all over again, because there's the kids going up, and mom goes in the kitchen, and it starts over again. Meet the Andersons. So every episode of that show's the same. Here's Lou Reed's Day Beats My Week, and that's pencil on an envelope with some white ink and ballpoint pen writing. There's evening. I'll pull in on that. So there's people clapping. A guy walks up to the stage. Hello. That's it. That's the whole page. That's just a marker on paper. Santa likes to go skydiving, and Santa himself is also he's also a toy. But Santa loves to go skydiving as soon as he's done all his responsibilities for Christmas Day. Got so many random fingers in my pile here. Oh, this is Frankenstein as a hairdresser? I didn't realize I'd done this one. I need to check that off in the suggestion book. This is the Frankenstein monster as a hairdresser, and he makes everybody have Medusa hair. Good. Yeah, that's fun. And that was suggested by Anne Lar. Good old Anne. I like Anne. This is acrylic paint on lined. See all the text in here? It's sheets from a book stuck down there, and then I painted over the whole thing. And it's all about something to do with Tibet. There's the Tibetan monastery. I couldn't tell you what, but that's on fully painted acrylic paper. This is just different ways that you can draw a face in white pencil. Drew this one rough, and tightened it up. I scribbled this one. I hatched. That's hash lines. This is drawing with both hands at once. This is drawing with my left hand instead of my right hand. This is using little ball shapes. This is stippling. This is just cross lines. Lines going up, lines going across. And this is both hands again. So I'm literally drawing with a pencil in both hands. And then I filled in some area. So there's different ways that you can draw the same face. You know, because I'm complex like that. Excuse me. Oh, this is somebody's Polish relative. This is Monica suggested this. Excuse me. Her Polish relative puts flour on things and turns them into something else. There you go. There you are. Yeah. So this is on a again unsuccessfully jelly plated whatnot. This is ballpoint pen on watercolor wash, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But this is a space war. This is the cover of my announcement for next week. This is what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wanted to be a dinosaur when I was a kid. And I literally asked people in the stream what they wanted to be. I will pick out a thing to draw today, everybody. The whole point of today is that I just wanted to sort of say, here's all these different. This is drawn in crayon, by the way. There's all these different ways that we can approach stuff. And there's who said they wanted to be whatever. And just allow yourself to be productive and utilize everything that you do. So here's drawings of streets. And yeah, put those into a page. You know, just drawing images from my time in Toronto and drawing the street fronts, you know. So here's two cosmic entities in a fist fight. And one's entropy and the other one is vitality. And when they connect to each other, boom, big bang. This is a baker baking a demon loaf of bread. And I did this in acrylic paint on a piece of paper using 3 colors. So that was fun. Oh, here's more of it. There's more of the demon loaf of bread having a terrible influence on him. This is, here, I'll show you it. Yeah, come on, see? Hey, come on, make those people eat your bread. This is a woman breaking into a guy's mafia place and drawn in. That's there's Post-its and tape and whatnot on that surface that's then drawn over top of using watercolor and ballpoint pen. So that's a lot of fun. This is Peter Pan as the Angel of Death. As an Angel of Death. This is Chris that suggested this, Chris Kalui. So it's a little, so I try to make a really glowing kind of perspective on him. There's the city of London, you know, just lots of lights. And, yeah. Oh, this is when even a teddy bear can lose his way. Oh no, this is the ghost bunny. This is a house haunted. Hold on, I'll pull out on this. This is a house haunted by a ghost bunny, and this is just a regular pencil and a ballpoint pen. And so I kept putting the ghost bunny over these panels, but as a reverse white line image. So you had to look for the bunny in every one of those, and that's on Instagram and yada yada. All right, next. This is when even a teddy bear can lose his way. Angry Teddy. Sorry, I just gotta collect up this. I can, if people have seen enough, I can stop showing them. This is how many you've seen so far. We have stacks going all around me right now. I've got another stack here of the 11 by 17 ones, and that's where you've got things like Bad Luck Bill. It's a guy who gambles and gets himself a magic pig, and the pig is only going to work if he's paid in 4-leaf clovers and whiskey. Ah, dang it! Come on, pig! And there's a talking horse in there as well. I don't see what the problem is, Bill. And this is just marker drawing, green marker and red marker. And I do a lot of sketching in markers. This is in 500 years' time. All the lost animals will be brought back. So that's in green. That's a green drawing pencil with blue highlights on that. This is The Geese See God, and this is in pencil crayon. Now there's a whole lot of geesery going on that page. You're welcome. This is Sushi. Is the suggestion for this page. And then there's a sticker from Dee Dee of her lemur in there, and a bunch of in a stamp swap that I was in. I got a bunch of pieces of those in the surface here, and then I worked on top of them. So there's Bella Lugosi, rock star. Look at him just rocking it out. So that's here is 7 people in a pit of fear. Oh. And so there's the 6 people. Shh, don't talk, you'll make them mad. And talking to our protagonist. And there's the 7th down at the bottom. Hello. Chris says, I remember that. Huh. This is... There's always a bigger fish. So this is pen with ink and crayon. There's 3 suggestions: jewel, dragonfly, and helicopter. And so I made a helicopter out of a dragonfly, and then I had it buzz bomb the singer Jewel. I don't know if that's what they meant by Jewel, but that's what I went with. So, and somebody is all, oh, the other one was shrimp. There was a 4th word, and it was shrimp. So, I'm all shrimped up. I'm all shrimped up. Let's go get Jewel. And so there's some shrimp. And this is another one for Chris Kaloi to see. It says, this is the Great Conspiracy Chicken. And let me get my head out of here. There you go. And this is just ballpoint pen. But there's the Great Conspiracy Chicken. And it's called We Keep Secrets. Bark! Well, I gotta pull in on that. Bark! He's got glasses on. This is when scientists go on holiday, and that's another green pencil one, so it's pretty hard to see. And here's another one when scientists think rocks are cool, and so this is just a green pencil and a red pencil. And then we've got who is he that comes from who knows where? And so this is a guy at a phone booth who just sits there day after day waiting for it to ring so he can change into his underwear, which he does in public in front of everybody, and try to stop crime. But of course he changes there and gets arrested for public indecency. This is Halloween 58, where Michael Myers, I think, is the Halloween guy. Is that Jason? I'm sorry, I'm not good with horror movie character names. I confuse them all the time. And so here, kids are trick-or-treating, and he comes out with a scary looking with a spatula, and this is just a minute, but the kids are already running away. And then there's a paddle, there's a lamp, he's got a bowling pin, he's looking for his knife. And he can't remember where he put it. He slips on a soccer ball, and ding dong. So he does that whole sitting up. I think it's Jason. Sits up again on the floor, comes out with a tennis racket, and the kids have run off again. And there he's standing there disappointed. And of course, there's this knife stuck in the pumpkin out by the front of the house. So I do me a lot of nonsense, you know. I do a lot of nonsense. So. There's more. That's a bunch of oversized pages. I got tons of this stuff, guys. I'm sorry if it's all redonkulous to you. Here's Frankenstein as a fashion designer, and of course, all of his clothes are just his clothes. And he's trying to make all the ladies stylish. Of course, he measures everything for himself, so it doesn't work. This is an Egyptian pack rat, and so when we open up these ancient Egyptian tombs, and this is on an unsuccessful jelly plated page, it's just like a white block of, I don't know what was supposed to be on it, so then I just drew this on top and used it as like a stone sort of shape and pattern. But when we open up these tombs and think, oh, look at all of the goods and treasures in there. No, that's just an Egyptian pack rat. That's all he was. So, Marguerite says, that was a Halloween. My sister dressed me up in a shopping bag. White with 1-inch red spots all over it, and said it was chic. Or chicken wraps? Nobody liked me, and it was horribly traumatic. Oh, Marguerite, I'm so sorry. That's Bill Plimpton. That's hats off to Bill Plimpton. I'm a huge fan of the animations of Bill Plimpton, and a little hot piece of goss for all you folks. So this is a drawing of Bill Plimpton that I did, and just did a page saying how much I like his work. Oh, red spots all over, and said it was chicken pox. Oh my goodness. That's just a green pencil, and then this is a page of Julie. Who is a person in this whole larger community, and it's just me coming up with ornate headgear for her to wear. And so I just keep coming up with different headgear pieces to go on top of her, and I just keep reusing the image of her face and sticking all the headgear on it. So this is a suggestion from Jim Luan. It's called Last Man Yodeling, and it's just watercolor on a piece of paper, and it's just people yodeling. Are you ready? There you go. I can't help myself. I got problems. All right, so this is that worked out okay, and this is just a purple pencil on a piece of paper, and there's a massive car accident. And there's a guy giving thumbs up in his hotel room. Yeah, it worked out okay. He's in traction. Maybe didn't. These two images are from two separate pages. One is The Time I Changed My Mind, and the other one is called Metanoia. And so this is on a brayer off piece of paper, and with a bunch of pieces of tape stuck on it and stuff, and drawing in purple marker and white pen. And so I took these two pages and I reorganized all these panels, and I did two separate stories from the same page. Yep. This is Spaceship Fight suggested by somebody named Spengler. It's like one of the guys in Ghostbusters, but I know his real name. And so this is people versus aliens. And the aliens are like, what's the matter with these guys? Why are they so aggressive? We're just trying to, go out for a family picnic or something. I can't remember. I don't remember what this one is. A bug convention? Oh, this is, bugs. All kinds of bugs trying to sign into a hotel. And so I drew, there's one bug drawn on there, and the rest of the bugs are on a different piece of paper. This is The Day the Dishes Washed Me. And this is, again, a bunch of watercolor images on a piece of paper. So this is the superhero powers of anatomy. This is Mr. Anatomy, and so this is this is a green pencil and white jelly roll pen on a piece of paper. It's got green ink spread on it. And Chris says, I just finished the needle felted sculpture of a capybara. I'll post it on Instagram and YouTube. Awesome sauce. So there's the craziness of the green surface to work on, and it just sort of works as a super cool gray wash in there when you turn it to black line art. Chris says, gotta go. See you tomorrow. Chris, thanks for hanging out. And then here's what would you do in a fight, or who would back you up in a fight? My cat would. And so here's red pencil crayon drawings, and here is drawings of the angry cat, giant angry cat. And so all these guys in their crazy outfits, scuba gear and football gear, and this guy's a wizard, and these three poor fellows gotta go up against this cat. And here is the couple that's playing this as a role-playing game, and he's like, who'd back you up in this fight, hon? My catty would. And he happens to be gigantic. He's like, how'd he get so big? How'd you roll that? So, and this is one-page man card suggested by Cat and Paste. So I put together all these elements drawn in pencil and marker and white ink on gray paper, and assembled that. This is a 3-suggestion thing, and this is groundhog, car, and a hobbit. So there's your groundhog pulling up in a car. Here's a groundhog pulling up in a car offering a lift to a hobbit. And this is my version of Lord of the Rings. There's Mount Doom. It's a lot shorter, this series of films, because if a groundhog can just drive there in a Volkswagen, it would. There he is. So tell me, pal, where you going? Yep, I got problems. 2 more days of school this week. Oh, thanks so much for coming by, Chris. I appreciate it. And this is a bunch of, I don't know what, people in the street. And this is drawn in markers. So this is, I couldn't tell you what this one's about. This is bicycles on roller coasters, suggested by Scott Cirkland. And which is also starring Scott Baio. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, this is Ruler Fight, Art School, Art Supply, Battle Royale, suggested by Josh Kemble. There's a Ruler Fight page. Yeah, these are fun. This one is typos are impotent. Yep. So that's actually got to go over there for it's one of the originals from my announcement for Monday. This is there's a bunch of people having a fight, and I drew that with a blue pen and some green wash. And this is emu, manta ray, and a cartoon character. And so this is green pen, or this is a black pen with a little bit of wash, and Marvin the Martian on a paper that's got ink splashed all over it. There's the manta rays, Oh, yes, my fleet of manta rays. And then I don't know why, but one of the astronauts is an emu. Very good indeed. Yeah. This is a suggestion from Chris, who's has been in the stream here. Horse running to the left, jockey moving to the right, and leaping into the air. And so this is drawn in purple pencil. And there's your jockey going to the left while the horse is running to the right. Our horse is running to the left and jockey's flying to the right. So there you that's a little bit out of control, that one. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's, anyways, this is half of, it's, we're at an hour and 35, and if, I'll come back tomorrow and, if you want, and let me know in the comments for this video, because I'm only halfway through all of the drawings I have here of, this is Caveman Fight, just here's the caveman, looking a little bit like Willem Dafoe, and here's the boxer, and it's a guy who's going to fight a caveman. So all kinds of different media. That's just ink, drawn in ink, or just with a brush. Yeah, there's just more images in that. This is Dance Fight, and this is an ode to Tina. And these images are suggested by, this is on this tie-dye paper in watercolor. And this is Gary's, Josh, and Dee Dee suggested these images. There's another one, a bunch of guys. And here is some dance moves. Hold on, I'll pull in on that so you can see it. Oh, did I hit it? I didn't click it. Look at these dance moves. I do my moves, I do my dance moves. What? Hey. Look at this. There's rolling around the floor. And I think I put dinosaurs in it. So, that's the ode to Gary. There's some dinosaurs for Gary, drawn in ballpoint pen. This is Boy Bands in Space. It's a pencil crayon. Drawings of a boy band going off to perform in space. Boy bands in space. So yeah, so there we go. And I'll show more tomorrow if people would like. In peaceful, calm demeanor, an investigator who, when threatened, turns into his alternate personality, a raging, violent psychopath. This is called Tag, and this stars the guy who runs Scientology. Deal with that, Scientologists. They flagged the word being mentioned, and now they're going to chase after me and take pictures of me from across the street in my house. They're the characters. This is Rat, Oyster, and Edvard Munch. See the scream? Ah! So ridiculous. Yeah, there you go. Whoa, hold on, I'll get it. Yeah, I got problems. This is superheroes. This is Canadian superheroes that get their superpowers from maple syrup. Yep, I got all kinds of them, folks. So this is literally 1/3 of the pages that I've done in the last year, because this is all the stuff that I haven't shown. I'll go through this a little better and separate a bunch of stuff that's sort of silly. But I can do another video tomorrow if people are interested, where I'll just show more if you like, or and then I'll put up. But let's pick today's suggestion. What shall we? Why not, Chris? All right, so that's just a pencil crayon and a red pencil crayon and a regular old pencil for Canadian superheroes. So yeah, Chris Kinsevich or something like that. Anyways, that guy murdered his wife. Allegedly. He's a terrible person. anyways. So, yeah. So, let's pick today's one-page suggestion. What shall we? Unsung Heroes. And that suggestion is from my mother. So tomorrow's suggestion is Unsung Heroes. And I'll put this, today's suggestion that I'll post for tomorrow is Unsung Heroes, suggested by my keypad is way over there, and there's our suggestion, which is from Pat R. So there you go, folks. There's the page that I have to do for tomorrow, and there we are. That's the suggestion that I'll have for tomorrow. Marguerite Mitchell says National Icy Cream Day. Well, I've already done that. That's what the little boy, the elderly lady, and the puppy eating ice cream is. Or are you saying that that's a page that you enjoyed? But that is actually a suggestion that I enjoyed that. I did that in Pencil Crayon. But do you want to see that one more time? Is that what you're suggesting? Here, I'll find it. Hold on. Oh, you've got piles of whatever here. Here it is. This is... It's in here. There it is. Here we go. National Ice Cream Day. That's these pages. And the Sacramento Museum has some old presses, and they print with type that they print every day. That's super cool. I used to have 4 presses. 3 presses. I'm so sorry. I had 3 presses. I was going to get a 4th one and decided this stuff all smells terrible because it does. The heavy ink smell and the smell of all these lead letters, because I had 4 cabinets of... No, I had 5 cabinets of letter type, of lead type. And so I still have a bunch of lead type pieces. And I've donated those to what is now the Kitchener, Ontario typesetting group. So they've started a typesetting group in Kitchener, Ontario, with the type presses that I've donated to them, so that this group is now doing its thing, and which is super great, and I'm glad I was able to help. So yeah, so that's these pages here, and Ice Cream Day. So there you go, Marguerite. And I will go back and write down some of these suggestions here that came in today, including from you, Marguerite, and I'll just write this one down right now, and it is, press the red button, Howard. Okay, I want to do that one soon. Press the red button, Howard. That's a lot of fun. But the page I'll do for, that's a lot of fun. I did a page called called Mosh Pit Ropers, and they're all Mr. Roper. But that's good fun, Marguerite. That's a good suggestion too. I'll write all these down. One is a plate and press. The other is a Washington. So I had 2 rotary presses. So you would put your thing in, and it would the rotary drum would go around and hit the image. And then the other one was, and it would roll around the paper and on the thing and roll around again. I had 2 of those, and I had a flat, large sliding press, which I wish I kept. But like I said, when Lori and I were bringing our houses together, this is a lot of stuff, and it's really heavy, and it has such a strong smell, and so you can't really keep it in a house. And we were collapsing my downtown studio and my home studio, and so, into what is now my house studio. And so unfortunately, they were just, because these things came from the Chatham printing press, from the Chatham newspaper that Jerry Siegel worked at. Jerry Siegel created Superman with Joe Shuster in 1938. So they're old presses, and they're old lead type, and they smell very, very strongly of years and years of ancient ink. And unless you, I don't know, did what to change all of that, they were still going to have a really pungent aroma. So, okay, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out today. And really, I just... Chris has sent a suggestion of cats will dominate the world. I did a piece called there's the cats that rule the world and knock things off the edge of rule the flat earth, and they knock things off the edge. And I did another page where my butler Corbin rules the world, secretly rules the world. But any other cats ruling the world suggestions that come in, you'll find I tend to do those. So we'll put that one down as well. So thank you for that suggestion. Thank you for all the suggestions that came in today. Listen, folks, please always feel free to make any suggestions of one-page story ideas, or use even just word suggestions. Marguerite says now they use a non-oil base. Oh, now they do it. Unfortunately, there's such a strong aromatic smell from the lead type that has so much congealed bits of ink that you can never truly really clean off all of those. And the lead type itself is really strong. So doing it in a studio external from your house, super cool. Doing it in your house when you've got 4 kids being raised, not so great. So unfortunately, I gave up those presses years ago. I might just buy another one day when given an opportunity. But I was given all of those, the 5 cabinets of letter types, so a lot of smell there, and the 3 presses. So, somebody had sort of bequeathed me those to get him out of his house because his wife said they smell too much. But when my wife and I got together, she said the same thing. So eventually, someday, someone will say that to somebody else. I feel it. I can feel it. Okay, this has been a lot of pages that I've shown. If people are interested in seeing more original art in all these different ways that I work from all these pages that I've been doing, and these are all just from the last 2 years. The page I posted today is page number 75 so far this year, and that is the second collage that I've done called Hunting a Geode. And I did that, I'll show you. I've already got one request from somebody that they want me to do more of these, and this is just a cutouts and just a, I don't know what you call a collage image. This is my second collage that I've done, because I tend to just draw everything myself and just figure out how to draw it. But collaging is a lot of fun, so somebody has already suggested today that I do more of this, and so I may very well do that. But this was a lot. This page today was a lot of fun. But page 75 of this year already, and last year I did 358 pages. So if people like that I'm showing all of these random images here and want to see me showing, this is pastel on craft paper. But if people want to see more of this, just let me know in the comments if you want, and I will show more of these pages tomorrow. This is a teenage temper tantrum. This is the devil in a cafe saying to his dad, "I want to stop being grounded." And it's actually the devil saying, "I want back into the world, back into heaven." Blah, 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 blah. But it's written as teenage temper tantrum. So if people are interested in that, I will. I can do another stream like this tomorrow, and I'll show all the pages. I'll show more and more pages of stuff that I've done. So there's a guy who was in my print class, came September. His answer: "What did you do?" He made his own press. I decided I didn't like him very much for being so crafty. I guess, is that because he's being so crafty, Chris? sometimes we get up to trouble when we're left to our own designs. I'm kind of one of those guys that's very likely to make my own as well. But yeah, so I won't, because I don't want people not to like me. No, I won't, because I don't have the time and the skills and materials to do that. That's pretty impressive he did it. But yeah, man, I'll just make my own press. That's a crafty guy. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out. I hope you didn't mind me just spending the stream showcasing some of the art. So all of the art, when I post pages, is available on my Patreon to see. And it's the content, the ability to sign up for that. It's like $3 a month, but I show all the original art with the pages as I do them. And I've been doing that for the last year and a half now. January was my 1 year anniversary of doing these streams like this, from the suggestions on a Monday through Friday basis, and so I'm on my way to 500 pages right now in the last year and a half. So it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Please keep the suggestions coming in. They're a lot of fun for me to take on these challenges. I really should go through and write down on the back of these pieces of paper what every suggestion was. And I promise you, I will do that for the future. But I'm just finding, here's a page with Ray Charles and Joey Ramone both drawn on the same page. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I drew this. Jim challenged me to draw this with my left hand. I'm ambidextrous. So he wanted me to show it. So this is a page drawn with my alternate hand. Or an image drawn with my alternate hand. So there's, I'm annoying. I know, like that. So I apologize. I'm not saying it to it's just a challenge. And any of these challenges I get with these suggestions, I do them. I take them on, and I try my best to do them. So thank you very much, everybody. Keep them coming in. I'm having a ball, and I hope you guys are as well. And yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. I will show the Unsung Heroes page then, from a suggestion that actually came in from my mother. So good fun. All right, I better get going. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye for now. Have a great day.